Hello, good morning. I wish you compliments of the season. We are in the Christmas mood, and this is the time to give. This is the time to rejoice. This is the time to be at peace with yourself and with your Maker. Thank you wherever you're watching from. Thank you, especially my friends in Nigeria, United States, Europe, Canada. Thank you and welcome you to Communication Moments with Dr. Godswill Oki, where we learn to sharpen our communication skills. Without much ado, we shall be looking at an important topic which we are supposed to have treated, but as a result of the fact that you called in, a lot of people wanted to know a lot about conflicts and group communication. We had to treat that. And thank God the caller uh, called in and said, we've done a lot of job. I'm sure we shall continue to do well to meet your fancy and to provide answers to those questions you asked. Now, let's go to the last aspect of personal level of communication, which we've been treating, and that is personal image. Your personal image. Our personal image is an integral ingredient, for communication. It's quite integral because the personal image is the sum total of your being, is the sum total of that person, the totality of that person, and this determines who you are. Who am I? It determines how you see yourself, and it determines your makeup as it is, your psychological, emotional makeup as it is. So somebody with a healthy personal image will also ensure healthy and effective communication, while somebody with an unhealthy personal image will create and give rooms for suspicions, ill motives, wrong interpretation of communication, and even about the communicator himself or herself. That's the result of somebody with a poor personal image. For the background, what is the personal image? We may ask. The personal image deals exactly with how you are perceived, through your dressing, the way you look, your behavior, and the way you communicate. Now you can see I'm wearing a Christmas cap. I'm communicating Christmas. So it's a part of the personal image. Like in what obtains in public relations, the personal image has three elements, which are: how do you perceive or think about yourself? How do you perceive or think about yourself? The other is, how do you think others think about you? Or how do you think others think, about you? While finally is the way a person would like to be seen. How would you like to be seen? Of course, everybody wants to be seen positively, but invariably that may not necessarily be the case because of the way we are perceived, because of our personality. That is the ideal self. That is the ideal self or the wish image, like we say in public relations. The knowledge of self-image in communication is important. Why? Because our feelings about ourselves impact how we feel about others. The way we feel about ourselves. For instance, if somebody is sick and the perception of things around him is also going to be sick. So, in the same way, our personal image determines how we perceive the world around us. Now, somebody with an ebullient, buoyant personality will be very confident. You see him, he bounces around and he will buoy up, he will influence those around him, especially in their communication as far as he comes in contact with such people. It's important to have a positive self image. It's very important. As it goes a long way, a long way, to provide a good view about yourself. It provides a good view about yourself, and such will send out positive signals, positive cues, to others around you. And it will also attract people of like mind to you invariably. When you exude positivity, your personal image is influenced by a lot of factors, which include your past experiences. How have your past experiences been? Your feeling towards yourself. Your feeling towards yourself. Somebody who may not have had the ideal background in growing up may definitely have a low esteem about himself or herself, and that is not good enough because it's going to influence his or her worldview. Conversely, a person who feels positively about himself is also better disposed to open communication. You're better disposed to open communication with others, and people will want to entrust you with their communication. Though is not a good example to use. You find a lot of these con artists. They have this. They exude a lot of confidence, and they drag people into their traps. And if you are not uh, discerning, they can extract whatever you have from you. A negative self image also affects communication, like we said, because the communicator is weighed down with low self esteem. The communicator is weighed low down, and this will also increase the capacity for poor communication. That low esteem is going to increase a fear to communicate because you don't have confidence while you're communicating when you have a low esteem, especially if you think the person you're interacting with is better than you. So it results in a lot of factors. Most times it brings about conflict into the communication. And such a person may not have the requisite communication skills. So such a person displays poor communication skills. Fortunately, there are proven methods to overcome negative self image and invariably build up the self esteem and the ideal image you want about yourself. These are various, but they are within the realm of psychology and such related sciences. But we may briefly look at them. You have to recognize that you are good in something. You may have a low self esteem, but you recognize you're a good writer, you recognize you're a good cook, you recognize you're a good listener. These are things that are positive, and you build on that. You have to also build up positive relationships. Positive relationship with people around you, with your colleague, people you feel can enhance you. Scripture says, iron sharpeneth iron. Somebody that can enhance you will impact your communication, will impact your self image, and invariably build up your confidence. You have to be kind to yourself. You don't have to be very critical to yourself. You don't have to allow the past to haunt you. You can always up about and do something positive for yourself. And you have to learn to be assertive. Assertive doesn't mean you have to be rude. You have to learn to say things for what it is. Yes, like Donald Trump will say, it is what it is, but you stand on a firm ground of truth and be assertive, especially when you're on the right side of the law. And you have to also learn to say no. You don't have to be nice all the time. It's good to be nice, but you don't have to be nice. You don't have to be taken as a fool, So you have to learn to say no. Also take up challenges. You take up challenges. Those things you can't do. Either waking up early to study, or it's a challenge, you can take it up. Or reading, And you also have to learn to have mentors around you, mentors that you can look up to, who may have even have had such experiences as you. Also learn about effective communication like we are teaching now. Time has a way of running fast when we are chatting, but it's been nice discussing with you. We want you to subscribe to this channel. It's been doing a lot of job. Remember, this is Dr. Godswill Oki, Communication Moments. We are here to perfect your communication skills. So for whatever it is, for seminars, for trainings, we are here to do that for you. Keep calling in, keep writing in, keep getting in touch. I wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous 2023. Go and be merry. Thank you.